The following is a product of Studio 42.
Well, it's basketball night in Texas.
On the Howe Enterprise Sports Webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs basketball.
Now in the middle of Griffin. Here she goes. Off to the races to the right side. Nobody in her way. A jump shot off the glass. That one's good.
Howe Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage.
She goes right to the bucket. A great pass underneath to Emery Snap, who puts it in and draws the foul.
Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Hit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Night Furniture. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Goodfellas Barbershop, Don Smokehouse. Now with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Well, good evening, everyone. It is basketball time in Texas at the ranch here at Howe High School on Ponderosa, and Justin White will be with us momentarily. For the moment, we're going to have a new scoreboard operator tonight with us. Bear, welcome.
Hello.
Hey, so it's your debut on the mic, right?
Yeah.
What kind of game are we going to see here?
Hopefully a good one.
First of all, you're the son of head coach Jay Forsyth.
Yes, sir.
Do you talk a lot of basketball at
Howe
home?
Bulldogs basketball.
There we go. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we love talking basketball as a family. Definitely, family loves talking about it. Mom and the girls are always asking about, so what does this put us as? Very inclusive as a family.
So let's talk about this basketball game. The Howe Lady Bulldogs, if they win, they're in. Mm-hmm. And it's the Leonard Tigers, the Leonard Lady Tigers coming in here to the ranch. It is senior night, so we will be talking a lot about Jordan Bruner, Mackenzie Kruger, Tegan Stubblefield, Danielle Hargrove, Itzel Garcia, and Gentry Doty. Those are the seniors. The non-seniors on the roster, Reese Smith, and the recently called up freshman Tori Williams, who gets a lot of playing time. She's played in 6 games in the 6 games that she's been called up. Presley Shockey, she is a sophomore, I believe. Mother was a great basketball player. Amy Campbell was a great basketball player here back in the late 80s, early 90s. Kendall Griffin, of course, probably the most aggressive basketball player on varsity for either boys or girls. She is probably the scrappiest player in either program. Addison Bond, Kennedy Barrett, Bryn Riley, Emery Snap, and Aubrielle West rounds out the roster for the Howe Lady Bulldogs. There's Justin White rolling up. So we'll switch headsets there. It's a pretty good debut by Bear Forsyth on the mic for the first time as Justin White rolls in. Justin, we're just getting underway. Going over the rosters, the seniors tonight. It's senior night. Again, we mentioned Jordan Bruner, Mackenzie Kruger, Tegan Stubblefield, Danielle Hargrove, Itzel Garcia, and Gentry Doty, the seniors tonight. They were introduced a moment ago. The Howe Lady Bulldogs, pretty impressive come from behind season here, because they started 0-9 on the season and have since won 12 games. They're 12-7. So if you take the 9 away, what is that, 12-8 they've gone since that opening 0-9 stretch.
Wow.
So that's a pretty good turnaround, Justin White.
That is, and we find ourselves right in the middle of a playoff, a fight for that last playoff spot. And it's interesting to see. I mean, you had, what is it? How many years was it in a row? Like 10 years in a row, 2010 to 2020 of playoff appearances, and the last two, unfortunately the Lady Bulldogs have been left out. But this year find themselves back in the hunt.
You know what's interesting is, this program never won a basketball playoff game, and I say that, but I don't have the 50s going back to the 40s and 30s. I do have 60s going forward. And the Howe Lady Bulldogs never won a playoff game until Derek Lands got here, and they won against Quitman in 2003-04 season for the first ever time. And you know what that means? No other head coach has ever won a playoff game for the Lady Bulldogs. Now, they had some really good seasons going back to 67, 68, 68, 69. The Lady Bulldogs were 59-8 during those 2 years, were district champions both of those years. But of the 8 losses, 2 were against Salina in the first round to knock them out. So Howe never advanced, even though they had those great teams under Glenda Allen and Arthur Boyle. And then eventually had some really good teams with Raymond Adams going 22-8 in 1970-71. But they'd made the playoffs in the 80s, 83-84, lost to Frisco in the first round. The following year with Tawny Beamint, Robin Stonebarger, they played Honey Grove in the first round, got beat there 56-49 in by-district. The following year got beat by Del Mar West Lamar 52-37 in by-district, and then had a few years where Howe didn't make the playoffs, and then got beat in the first round in 1989-90 against Little Elm, and that was the Michelle Haynes, Kelly Norman, Amy Campbell year. And now Amy Campbell's daughter is on the floor tonight seeking to be in the playoffs, and of course that being Presley Shockey. So Howe has not been in the playoffs in a couple of years. They've missed the past 2 after, as you mentioned, a long stretch. 5 straight years from 03 to 07, 5 straight seasons. And then another 10 straight seasons from 2010 to 2019.
I mean, you think about that, 2003 to 2019, you only missed two seasons.
15 out of 17 years of being in the playoffs. And that's how Derek Lands racked up 460 wins in his career, is because of all of that. Not only your regular season, but you get to add all of those playoff games on top of that, and that's just like a bonus. I mean, that's like another bonus 2 or 3 seasons there with the playoff games.
And you think about that, he came in, his first year was 2002, 2003 season. Didn't make the playoffs that year, but his second year here gets him into the playoffs, and gets him a win. They won that first round, right? Against Quitman.
Let's see,
Won against Quitman and lost to Rio Vista. So second year here gets them in the playoffs. It gets them a first round playoff win.
So the Lady Bulldogs are coming off a loss to Gunner on Saturday. It was a rescheduled game. It was initially scheduled for Tuesday, but of course we know that was iced out, and no one did much of anything Tuesday night, although they had a city council meeting that night. I think they had to get the police to go get some of the council members to take them to the meeting.
Oh, wow.
And
the show must go on.
Show must go on. I got important duties with the city of Howe. So tonight you're going to see the Leonard Lady Tigers starting lineup is presumed to be Trinity Zachary, Cheyenne Clark, Abby Cavender, McKaylee Sadler, and Olivia Pye, which would leave the bench being Kylie Hauser, Parker Evans, Hattie Winter, and Sarah Westbrook. From what we understand, they got a good jump shooter out of Abby Cavender. She likes to attack and get to the free throw line, much like Kendall Griffin. She's aggressive on defense, likes to attack the left side, Abby Cavender. Junior post, McKaylee Sadler, she can shoot from the outside also. And here's your national anthem. And with that, Justin White, it is basketball time in Texas.
Haven't said that in a while.
That's been a while, hasn't it? Last time we did a game, we were at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah.
We did the 5A Division II state title game, and I think South Oak Cliff might want to bring us back because we haven't seen them lose yet in 2 seasons.
We were undefeated with us calling that game.
So again, your starters for Leonard will be Trinity Zachary, Cheyenne Clark, Abby Cavender, Michaela Sadler, and Olivia High. We'll have to check and see what we get from the Howe starters. I think you're going to see, obviously you're going to see Kendall Griffin, but it is senior night. You never know. They may throw a wrench in there. But Howe, if they are able to win, if Howe's able to win tonight, they're in the playoffs. So I don't think there's going to be much messing around. First starter announced as Presley Shockey, and then comes Tegan Stubblefield. Behind her, Kendall Griffin. Making her way on the court is Emery Snap. And Gentry Doty rounds out the starters for the Howe Lady Bulldogs. Howe's 12-17 on the season. They're 5-6 in district play. Scoring 35.59 on the 35.59 on the season, 36.27 in district. They gave up 42.31 for the season, but shaved that down a little bit in district to give up 39.18 per game. That's a big improvement over a year ago. Howe Lady Bulldogs were 9-23 on the year, so big improvement. They brought most of their starters back, almost everybody. Emery Snap, we're ready for the tip. And Snap controls it. Back to Gentry. Doty has to struggle to get over to the line and does save it before it goes out of bounds. Tegan Stubblefield will bring it up. Left side to Kendall Griffin. A pass underneath to Emery Snap goes right through her hands. And bringing it up the court is Trinity Zachary. She'll walk across half court. Guard on the near side, Sarah Westbrook gets the start tonight. She's left wing, now in the corner. Mackenzie Sadler up to Cavender. Driving to the bucket, blocked by Emery Snap and goes out of bounds, and Leonard will retain possession.
Snap playing defense, and they got those long arms able to tip that ball out of bounds.
Inbounds pass from Cavender. Up top to Sadler, now in the corner. Cavender driving to the bucket, stopped. And now a little push off inside. Up for the shot is Sadler. Rebounded by Cavender. She'll dribble back out to the left wing, guarded by Stubblefield. Back up top. Westbrook and Zachary. Back and forth. Westbrook back to Zachary. Right wing, back to Westbrook. Left wing, down in the corner to Sadler. And a loose ball foul apparently is going to be called against Leonard. I didn't see it, but it's going to be Abby Cavender, and that's a big one. She's a big part of their shooting array. And here's Stubblefield dribbling. Now right side, Kendall Griffin. No score, just underway. 6:38 on the clock, up to snap, top of the key. Right wing, Stubblefield thought about the three. Now a high pass gets away from Gentry Doty, and it's going to be stolen away by Westbrook. And a pass over to Cavender, who's going to drive the middle of the lane, puts up a shot blocked by Shockey. Going the other way, Kendall Griffin. Quick dribbling, it's knocked out of her hands by Trinity Zachary, and Howe will retain possession with 6:17 left to go in quarter number one.
Looking kind of shaky a little bit on offense these first couple of possessions by the Lady Bulldogs. Hopefully he gets a chance to settle in here on this third possession. Snap
to throw it in, looking for someone, finds Stubblefield, a high toss. She hauls it in, top of the key, underneath, back to snap, back up. Long ball from Stubblefield, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Olivia Pye for Leonard, and they're going quickly down to Sadler. Cut off by Snap at the baseline. Cavender, a dribble and a shoot for three off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Gentry Doty. To Kendall Griffin. Quickly down the court on the right side. Cut off in the corner. Stubblefield thought about the three from the corner. Back to the right wing. Back to Stubblefield up top. They'll settle it down a little bit. Shockey and Snap on the elbows. Two high posts. Gentry left wing. Throw in the corner to Stubblefield. She'll dribble once, twice. Back to Gentry. They switch spots. Heaves up a three off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded. Hustling. Griffin steals it away. And they're going to call a tie ball, which will go in Leonard's favor, but a great hustling effort there by Griffin.
Griffin got to hold that ball. It was not going to let go on the loose ball on the backside of the rebound on the three from Doty.
We were talking about Griffin earlier. We'll get to that in a moment. As here is Leonard and Cavender with Shockey right in her face. A pass underneath, a quick pass to Pye, and there's our first points of the night, as she puts it off the glass from right underneath. 2-0 Leonard on top. 5:01 left to go in quarter number one.
Great pass by Sadler underneath to laser that into Pye underneath the basket.
Doty left wing underneath to Stubblefield. Puts it up off the glass. It bounces no good. Snap rebounded, but it's knocked out of her hands, and Leonard goes the other way, slowing it down as Trinity Zachary will cross mid-court stripe. Guarded by Kendall Griffin. To the right wing, and she's going to heave it just with her toes on the stripe. No good. Rebounded by Doty, and a foul is going to be called, I believe, on Westbrook. We're talking about Kendall Griffin, and she might personally, I think, she might be the most physical varsity basketball player that you'll see tonight, girls or boys.
I was about to say, is it overall?
She'll dribble here across the midcourt to Snap at high post. Back to Griffin. Behind the line, left wing. She'll dribble out, pass out Gentry. Bobbles it for a moment into Teagan. Now across the way. Griffin's going to drive the bucket, put up the layup. It's blocked. And Cavender will take it to the right side. 3:59 on the clock in the first. 2-0 Leonard. And a pass in the middle. That's a great defensive play by Presley Shockey. And Kendall Griffin goes the other way. A quick pass to Snap, and it gets away from her. Snap wasn't ready for it as Griffin made a Larry Bird-like pass across the lane.
Good job by Griffin there to intercept that pass on the screen and roll by Leonard. And come back the other way just in transition. Snap wasn't ready for the pass across court.
Cheyenne Clark into the game. She'll dribble to the left side, left wing, guarded by Doty. A pass underneath to Pye again. A great defensive play by Teagan Stubblefield to tie it up. As Pye looked like she was going up for bucket number 2, but Teagan grabbed the ball.
Pye rolled to the basket and then brought that thing down, and then Stubblefield grabbed it about the same time and got the possession arrow.
Griffin.
Good job by Stubblefield. Good awareness.
Right side, guarded by Cavender. She'll drive the bucket and kick it out to Doty, who fires up a three from the left wing. Again, back of the rim, no good. And a foul's going to be called I believe, against Tegan Stubblefield. And with 3:14 on the clock, Leonard leads 2-0, and they have possession going the other way.
Neither team is really just shooting the ball great right now, as it's 2-0 with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Clark dribbling left wing, guarded by Doty. Top of the key, a pass to Cavender underneath. A nice pass to Pye. And again, Pye has both buckets for Leonard, and it's 4-0. 2:54 on the clock. Griffin quickly down the court. Snap out to Doty. Back into Snap. Back out Doty. Now Griffin, long three. And that one is good, and there's Howe's first points.
Great ball movement between Snap, Gentry, and Griffin. Griffin able to finish it off with the corner three.
Clark double teamed by Griffin and Stubblefield. Now a double team on the near side. Howe getting aggressive defensively, and that's going to be a steal by Kendall Griffin. It lands in the hands of Stubblefield. Now a quick pass from Snap down to Griffin in the corner. Back out to Stubblefield. Quick pass to Gentry Doty for three. Oh, that one's off the glass. It gets away from Snap, who tried to rebound it. Now a pass. Snap all alone underneath. Misses the layup, but Shockey rebounds, puts it up, and she's fouled.
And all that came from the half-court trap by the Lady Bulldogs there to get the deflection, get the steal down the other way. Took a little bit to finally convert to get the foul, but it all started down here on the defensive end with the double team.
2:07 on the clock, and Shockey will tie the game 4-4.
Just a different look by the Lady Bulldog defense on that last defensive possession.
We haven't talked much about Ashley Anderson. We'll do that during a timeout. We got a chance to visit with her during a time before the game. And here is Shockey's back end is good, and Howe takes the lead for the first time this evening. 2:03 on the clock. Again, a double team showing by Howe as they're doubling whoever has the ball. Cavender now inside to Pye. Underneath, stolen away by Griffin again. She'll dribble down the right side of the court. Pulled up at the right wing, and the ball goes over Shockey's head and out of bounds. Miscommunication there. Griffin, she plays a little wound up, too.
You can tell it doesn't take you very long to figure out that Kendall Griffin and Tegan Stubblefield are the leaders of this team. They're ballers, you can tell.
Trying to slow it down with a $1:35 left to go in quarter number one is Cheyenne Clark. She'll dribble to the right wing, now to the middle. Up top is Kylie Hauser into the game. There's a missed shot. Abby Cavender gets the offensive rebound. Hauser again kicks it out. Up top, Clark. And they're going to slow it down a little bit. A minute 11, minute 10. She'll drive quickly right down the right side, draws the foul. Very smart play there by Clark just to get the foul, and I think that's going to be Emery Snap called for that one, and it is. It's her first.
Clark found an opening and went straight to the basket. She was either going to put that shot up or get fouled on the way, and you got to earn it at the charity stripe.
Second team foul for Howe, 3 on Leonard so far. Clark, first free throw is in and out, no good. Howe retains the 5-4 lead with a $1:05 left to go in the first. We got Bear Forsyth on the scoreboard tonight, by the way, making his broadcast debut.
All right.
And the back end is also no good, but rebounded by Pye, and then Williams tied it up. That would be Tori Williams. Y'all remember Trinity Williams a few years ago, little sister there. Checking into the game for Howe will be Aubrielle West, as Shockey will check out. Trinity Zachary, top of the key, guarded by Griffin very loosely. A pass to Cavender, now a switch with Hauser, driving to the bucket is Zachary, and it's going to be blocked going the other way. Tegan Stubblefield to Griffin, left-handed layup, no good. Rebounded by Pye. And a quick pass out. Clark on her way, could be a wide open layup, and it is, and she drills that one with Snap right behind her. 6-5, Leonard in the lead as we close out with 22 seconds left to go in the first. Griffin to Williams, left corner. Williams can hit the three, but she's guarded quickly there, tightly. Snap underneath, and she draws the foul. Will toe the line.
That was a good entry pass by Stubblefield. As soon as Stubblefield got the ball on the three-point line, she threw a dart down there to Emery Snap. Snap kind of had her lady defended, had a sealed off, and able to get the entry pass and get fouled on the way up for the shot.
Snap. First shot is good. That ties the game at 6. 13 seconds left to go in the first. And the second shot is no good. Snap's going to be able to rebound it, though. It gets away. Quick pass to Griffin. 8 seconds to Stubblefield. Very high, top of the key. 5, 4. She'll drive to the bucket. Stop, pull up, shoots the runner. No good. Out of bounds as time expires. We had a chance to talk with Ashley Anderson before the game. We'll let you listen to that.
Joined with head coach Ashley Anderson. Coach, going into the season, one of the main goals was make the playoffs. Let's talk about that feeling.
It's pretty good. I'm excited for the girls. They've worked really hard this year. We got off to a tough start, and they've really bounced back and just kept on digging. And we're playing, I think, our best basketball right now. Played really well Saturday, so hopefully we can carry that on and move on into the next one and see what happens. So.
No, you take away those. I mean, I think you started at 0-9. Take away that frustrating start, and things have been going really well for this team. Talk about that.
Yeah, that just shows like the type of kids we have and how relentless they are. Just, nothing can kind of keep them down. We just keep pushing and really bought into, chop wood, carry water. That's something we talk about. Just got to keep building and keep doing the things that it takes to survive every day. And every day is a new day, and it's an opportunity to get better. And they've really bought into that. And so even when we don't play well, we tend to come back and bounce back and have a better day the next day. So that's all them. So.
What's Leonard going to show you tonight?
A lot of pressure. So I think that's the key for them to be able to stay in the game is to get after us early. So we'll see, how they call the game will be part of that. And, can we handle that? And if we can, we should be okay. But if we don't, then this could be a good one down the stretch. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
As we start the second quarter, Griffin pass to Snap right side, nothing but net. Howe with a 2-point lead. 8-6 with 7:44 remaining in quarter number 2.
I like it. Emery Snap showing a little bit of a range, that baseline jumper.
On the other side of the floor, Westbrook back in the game. And a pass to Cavender on the right side, right wing. Down in the corner. And now it rolls away to Westbrook, now top of the key. Cavender with a hand on the ball is Griffin, but she's able to get it back. Back to Westbrook, down in the corner. That's Zachary. She's guarded by Stubblefield and Snap. And Stubblefield's able to strip the ball away from her on a high pass. Stubblefield going the other way. Stops at the 3-point line. Pass over to Williams, now right side. That's Kendall Griffin, right wing, guarded by Cavender. Moves up closer to the top of the key, but still on the right side. Now to Williams, left wing, very high. Now back to Griffin. Stubblefield at the high post, underneath low post. Snap, rolls in, rolls out, no good. Rebounded, however, by West, and she puts it up. Howe with a 4-point lead, their biggest margin so far.
Great move, post move by Snap, just couldn't finish, but West on the backside with the offensive rebound to put back.
6:30 left to go in the second. A pass down from Leonard to, I believe that is Sadler, and now a jumper by Abby Cavender. It's going to be rebounded by Pye. She puts it right back up, and again, she has 3 buckets already. 10-8, 6:14 on the clock. Howe has to win, or with a win, they're in the playoffs. A pass up top to Williams. Right side to Kendall Griffin. Inside, Stubblefield quickly down underneath to Snap. Drives the baseline up. That's no good on the jumper. She gets her own rebound, and she's fouled as she was trying to put it back up again. Snap struggling, putting the ball in the hoop underneath the bucket, but she does draw for the foul.
Yeah, and she's getting to the basket. I like it there. She got the ball kind of a little bit away from the basket on the baseline, put the ball on the floor, went to the basket, drew the foul, and goes to the line. So what she's not doing there on the making basket, she's going to the free throw line.
And there is a bucket on the front end. to make it 11-8. Snap will bounce 3-4 times. Howe with a 3-point lead, and she drills that one. And Howe back to a 4-point lead. 5:54 on the clock. Hauser will bring it down the court. Guarded by Griffin. High post is Olivia Pye. A long shot by, I think that is Clark. It's no good. And it's going to go off of Leonard and out of bounds. And Kendall Griffin will throw it into Stubblefield, who's back in the game. Williams checks out. And Doty back into the game also. Griffin guarded by Clark. Pass to the left side to Doty. High post to Tegan Stubblefield to West. It's stolen away by Pye. And down the court goes Trinity Zachary. Quickly down in the corner. Abby Cavender, a long three from the corner. No good. Rebounded by Snap to Kendall Griffin. Dribbling to the right side. Right at Clark. A runner, and that one is good. It doesn't even go off the glass. It just bangs right in. Rim side to rim side, and Howe with a 6-point lead, 14-8. 5:02 on the clock in the second. Left side, a long shot by Hauser off the back of the rim, no good, but rebounded by Zachary. And then that was no good, and Pye ends up with the rebound, and I think she's going to go to the line.
Lady Bulldogs playing kind of a 1-3-1 zone defense. And when you play that zone defense, as far as getting rebounds, you gotta be mindful of being able to put a body on someone. Otherwise, the offense has a better chance of getting offensive rebounds.
It will be an inbounds as nobody's in the bonus yet. Leonard, there's a long pass to Hauser, top of the key. Now right side Cavender, trying to make a move on Tegan Stubblefield. She cut her off for a moment, but Cavender drives to the bucket. About an 8-foot jumper, and Stubblefield is going to get caught for the foul. And Cavender will go to the line. 14-8 Howe, 4:42 on the clock.
That matchup right there with Abby Cavender and Tegan Stubblefield, both number 11s. Both you can tell are both the leaders on both these teams.
Cavender will hit the first one. .442 on the clock, 14-2. Is that 8 or 9? It should be 9. Our scoreboard keeper is better than the one across the way.
There they go. They finally got it.
4:40 on the clock. Second one no good. And here is Kendall Griffin and Tegan Stubblefield bringing it down. Griffin now to Stubblefield, top of the key. Guarded by Zachary, right wing to Griffin. Underneath the snap. She's double teamed as soon as she got the ball. Gets away from her. She gets it back out to Griffin. Long pass Stubblefield to the. She puts it up, and now it's going to be rebounded by Griffin. Now Stubblefield. Doty, Stubblefield, Griffin right wing. She's going to the bucket. A jumper, and that one's good.
Nice.
She attacks the bucket. 16-9, and that's why she's Howe's a leading shooter. And that ball gets away from Leonard. And Howe's got a pretty nice 7-point lead here in the second with 3:50 left to go before the half.
As soon as the guard comes across half court, Lady Bulldogs are double teaming right away and kind of making things difficult as soon as you come across half court.
Right wing Griffin, now to left wing Doty. Looking underneath to snap, it gets away from her. Pye's going to try to dribble it around, and she passes to Clark, cut off by Griffin. Now up top, long three by Zachary, left side no good, and Shockey comes down with the rebound to Doty. 3:19 on the clock. Stubblefield slows it down, crosses midcourt. 3:13 on the clock. We'll switch with Kendall Griffin, guarded by Clark. Right side now, top of the key to Shockey. High post, snap, dribbles right-handed. Stubblefield, Gentry Doty left wing, underneath, a bad pass. Gets away and goes over the head of Snap. Here goes Leonard back the other way, and that's going to be Zachary. A long pass right side, long shot for three. Is Clark no good? Rebounded by Shockey. Has the ball get away for a moment, but she's able to get it to Stubblefield. Down the court, Griffin cut off by Zachary. Pulls up right wing. She had a wide open three. Instead finds Stubblefield underneath the bucket, puts it up, and that's no good, but she does draw the foul. No, is that going to be a charge? Offensive foul.
Charge, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know about that, but yeah, Griffin was on the right side, had an open three, drove to the basket and found Stubblefield on the left side of the basket, right underneath the bucket, and the Stubblefield lowered her shoulder and got called for the offensive foul. Griffin Bay should have taken that three, you think?
She had a wide open
Yeah.
look. So here's Zachary, top of the key. 2:22 on the clock here in quarter number 2. 16-9, Howe in the lead.
Lady Bulldogs switch to a man-to-man defense now. Get out of that zone.
Cavender dribbles to the left side, underneath Pye all alone up off the glass. She misses that one, it's no good. It's rebounded by Kendall Griffin. A long pass to Snap. Football, Haley to Gentry. That one just good. That was some fancy passing. And Howe with an 18-9 lead with minute 55. That looked like Haley to Jones. There's a pass in the corner and a shot in the corner by Zachary, no good. Well, I was unable to see by the official there. You catch that? What happened there?
Yes, Snap got called for the foul.
A new player in for Leonard, and I can't see her number because her hair's in the way. But her first shot is no good.
I can't, it won't move.
Her hair, it's stuck. I think it might be Parker Evans. Is that 10?
Yeah, it is 10.
Parker Evans, sophomore. Second shot is good, and it's 18-10 with a minute 42 left to go in quarter number 2. Williams, her toe is on the line. It's no good, but it's rebounded aggressively by Kendall Griffin.
Man, I tell you what.
The ball's tied up, and it's going to go the other way, but Griffin just flew through the air.
Came out of nowhere over the head of Parker Evans. And possession arrow goes back over to Leonard.
Trinity Zachary will bring it across to Cavender. A minute 27 on the clock. Cavender guarded by Doty, about 7 yards away from her. And now right side to Hauser. Underneath Pye all alone. It's going to be blocked by West, and West is going to get called for the foul. And Ashley Anderson is telling West to move your feet, go with Pye. 18-10 as Pye will shoot.
Pye's done a great job of moving without the ball, whether it be off screen or rolls, or just somehow keeping her feet moving. And she's been rewarded with some opportunities underneath the basket.
First shot's good, 18-11. And second shot is good, 18-12. Griffin now trapped. A high pass goes over the head of Doty and out of bounds. There's a turnover. Howe with a 6-point lead is going to call a timeout. We're going to take our first one so far tonight. It's 18-12. We'll be right back right after this.
Howe Bulldogs basketball was brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Kit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Night Furniture. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Goodfellas Barbershop, Don Smokehouse. Now with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
A minute 5 left to go in quarter number 2. As Abby Cavender will dribble to the right side. A long three is no good. It's going to go out of bounds. And it was Kylie Hauser, the freshman guard, who just heaved it up there. And now we're under a minute left to go in the second. 18-12, Howe in the lead. And here's Williams, gets across the line. She'll dribble to the center. Doty in the corner, Kendall Griffin. Up top, Williams, a good look for three, and she nails it.
Man.
21-12, shooting like her sister. 36 seconds. Hauser will bring it across. Left side, now underneath the pie. She's going to make a move on West, and a runner right side. It's off the back of the rim, however, and no good. Rebounded by Doty. And she'll dribble right-handed. She stopped and throws it over to Griffin, and a long pass. Williams again, wide open three. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Hauser, going the other way. 11 seconds. 21-12, Howe in the lead. 8-7. Hauser, Abby Cavender playing for the final shot. She's their scorer. 2-1, and a long three by Hauser is no good. And our halftime score is 21-12. Justin, your thoughts so far?
Well, I think right now the Lady Bulldogs, their best offense is their defense is their best offense, really. Not that their offense has been horrible, but just getting deflections, getting turnovers. They're kind of giving different looks defensively. They had the looked like the 1-3 zone they played earlier a little bit, and they're trapping a little bit closer near half court as soon as they cross the line, and got some deflections, got some steals out of that, and then transition. I saw Coach Anderson a couple of times motioning for let's go after a rebound or a steal. Come on, let's go, let's run it, and run it at them, and get some easy buckets in the fast break. And I think they've done that. And I think if they continue to do that, they can kind of break the will of Leonard.
Yeah, this is a big, important game for the Lady Bulldogs. You know, we've seen some important games for the Lady Bulldogs in the past. Gosh, what was it? It was 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was listening to it a little bit earlier this evening. It was,
is that right?
The Mount Pleasant Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill.
Knocked off the defending state champions there in Prosper.
Wasn't that a great?
Man,
that was a great. It was right before COVID. All of that.
Yeah.
They got beat eventually by Winsboro, 50-40 in the regional semifinal. The big, huge Chapel Hill win, 62-53. I don't remember it being that lopsided of a final score. It didn't seem that way.
Well, the game went into overtime, so
a missed bucket, a missed layup by Chapel Hill.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was.
My goodness.
Yeah, that was tight. And see, who do they play on that path to?
Let me look. Let's see. That was they had Pilot Point and then they played Emory Rains.
Rains, okay.
And then Edgewood.
I remember the Edgewood game.
Chapel Hill, then Winsboro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great year.
Yeah, that was a good year.
It has to be.
Was that had to be the farthest the Lady Bulldogs have ever made it.
Yeah, it certainly was, and it was good to be a part of that. It was a really fun season, and then everything shut down about 2 weeks later.
Wow.
Just a crazy time.
We barely missed it there.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Howe Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GCEC, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Hit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Night Furniture. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Goodfellas Barbershop, Don Smokehouse. Now with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Okay, so we have some breaking broadcast news.
We need to have like a ding, like a
ding, 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 ding.
Or yeah, some kind of a
da
da da da da.
Yeah. So anyone who listens to us regularly knows that the Blizzard is moving on from us. Blake the Blizzard Burnett. We were able to capture him back in, 2019?
Yeah.
I think it was during the football season of 2019, maybe 18.
Maybe 18.
I don't remember, but
Yeah.
we hate to see him go. He's been such a huge part of our broadcast and what we do and what we have done over the past several years and really upgraded. But he's going away. He's going to be a coach, so that's what he wants to do. And if that doesn't work out, he's always got a place back here. But breaking news, ding, ding, ding. We will have a return of not the Blizzard, but the Braz.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. The Braz will be coming back to HoweEnterprise.com Studio 42.
We're getting the band back together again.
Yeah. He will take the statistician role
Okay.
of the Blizzard, and those are some big shoes. But I know Braz, and anytime you put a team together, you kind of you want some people that and you trust and you're familiar with and all of that. I mean, it's not like we're going out playing hoops or anything, but we do have a team.
Right.
And I know the Braz fits in real well with us. So he has hinted in the past that he might want to return at some point. So
Yeah.
I thought,
It's a perfect opportunity.
I'm just going to ask him. Now's the time. And he said he had to check with his boss, and that being Mrs. Braz. And apparently things worked out pretty well. And so during football season of 2023, it'll be the return of the Braz. Last time he's a big Longhorn fan. And I'm that doesn't go away. I'm trading one for the other, so I'm still going to get harassed up there as a Sooner.
Yeah. I can say you're trading one Longhorn for another Longhorn.
Yeah, I'm getting I'm getting double teamed there on that deal.
So I wonder if he'll be a pen and paper type guy, or Blizzard always had the MacBook and had the spreadsheets.
Well, I think the Blizzard progressed as he went through it, because I think he started with the pen and paper.
Yeah.
And I think he went to the tablet or the MacBook or anyway, but I don't know. I'm giving him free reign to do as he wishes, is whatever is comfortable for him.
Well, great. That'll be good to
That'll
have
be
him
fun.
back.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And of course, Caroline will be back.
Right.
And that we still have a great team. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll be back too. So.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
It goes without mentioning.
Yes.
So yeah, we got a good game here. The Lady Bulldogs and the Leonard Lady Tigers, 21-12 here at the half. As the boys are warming up, and we had a sensational 5 overtime game here Saturday night, and I didn't think we were ever going to leave.
I'm going to say they played almost over 2 games in one night. 5. Yeah, 5 overtimes. Yeah.
But they're 3 minutes, I think, each overtime. I think it's 3 minutes.
This is down too. Okay.
I think that's right. Yeah, so 3 minutes. But
Still, that's a lot of basketball.
Yeah, I mean, that's another 15 minutes. And that's a half.
Yeah.
Almost, right? So
Over half, yeah.
anyway, it was it's very exciting. You had everything in that game: buzzer beaters and antics, ejections.
Oh, really? Got to that point, huh?
Yeah.
And that's a playoff Gunner team.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. They didn't like to lose.
Because Gunner's in the playoffs, right?
There's a lot of scenarios there. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, there's so many scenarios. Howe needs to win, of course, to get in or to stamp the win or their seed. There's a chance, though, they could have a play-in game for third.
Okay.
There's a lot of math involved there, and I didn't sign up for that. But if they win it tonight, now looking down the road, Howe's going to match up very well in the first round. All four teams in Howe's 11 district is going to match up very well. But looking at down the road, Howe would be maybe better served as the 4 seed than the 3. because the 3 is going to have to play
I
Madison.
was gonna say you want to avoid Madison.
You want to avoid Madison. So
as long as you can.
so maybe if you have a play-in game for third, you know, you don't ever want to throw a game for sure, but
Right.
I mean, do you really want to go full bore out? I don't know.
And it seemed like last year I thought they had a coin toss for third or fourth.
I don't
maybe
remember.
not. I can't remember.
Back to action, third quarter, with Griffin going the other way to our left. Howe in all white. Griffin with the number 12 in black on her back. She shoots the long 3 from the right wing, and you can tell by the crowd that one is good. 7:41 left to go in the first, just underway. Howe has doubled up Leonard, 24-12. Zachary, a pass to Westbrook in the corner to Sadler. Back to Westbrook. Stolen away by Griffin, going the other way. Westbrook's going to be in her face, but Griffin makes the layup. It's 26-12. Westbrook inbound to Zachary, going from our left to our right. Cavender, now Westbrook in the corner to Sadler. It gets away from her. She has to throw it back, and Tegan Stubblefield ends up with it. She'll quickly move down the right side of the court. Pulls up at the top of the key. Now over to Doty, left wing, right side to Griffin on a bounce pass. She'll move it to the top of the key. Now more toward the left side, back to the right, guarded by Sadler. They're double teaming Griffin. Inside, stolen away on a bad pass. Pye's going to take it coast to coast. Now a pass to Westbrook, and drawing the charge, I believe. No, they're going to call Westbrook on a travel as she shuffled her feet as Doty was trying to set up the charge.
Yeah, Pye was kind of a 2-on-2 situation. Pye had the ball right down the middle and handed, and then kind of dished off to Westbrook. And yeah, you said shuffled her feet just a second, just for a step or two, right before she made contact with Doty and put up the shot and get called.
I think she saw Doty setting up, and it just kind of startled her a little bit. She just made some little tiny Barney Rubble steps. Corner, Tegan Stubblefield, inside snap, turn around, outside, long 3 by Doty off the front of the rim. And Shockey's going to get called for a foul, I believe. And she is. And I'm not sure how many fouls does Shockey have now. Is that her first? I thought she had more than that. Dribbling it across, third quarter, 6:24 on the clock. And carrying the ball, I believe, is the call against Clark. And no argument there. And Howe will go the other way. Stubblefield inbounds to Griffin. 26-12, 6:18 on the clock in the third. Stubblefield left wing. Doty, true left wing. And she'll pass in the corner to Stubblefield. Looking underneath to Shockey, decides to go up top to snap right wing to Griffin. Guarded by Cavender, long pass, Stubblefield, left wing. Doty underneath the snap. Thought about the jumper. She should have jumped right into him. Should have drawn the foul. And now Stubblefield will tie it up with Trinity Zachary. And Leonard will have possession.
Man, that ball went on the court, on the floor, and Stubblefield didn't hesitate a second.
Very aggressive.
Stick her nose in there.
Aggressive move. So Clark will dribble across the line with 5:45 on the clock. Guarded by Snap, about 7 yards away. Inside to Sadler. And now Zachary. Ball gets away from Clark. She regains it, goes to the bucket, fires a really errant shot over the head of Doty, but she's able to draw the foul on Doty. And that'll be the second team foul against the Lady Bulldogs.
Lady Bulldogs, their first couple of possessions, got about 2 or 3 turnovers right off the bat, just from, again, double teaming and keeping their hands active. Did a good job forcing turnovers. Lady Tigers are starting to settle in here a little bit.
Clark on the front end, off the back of the rim, no good. .5:30 on the clock. Quarter number 3, bounces twice, now 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Second shot, very high arcing shot, rebounded by Snap. Obviously it was no good. There's Stubblefield, crosses the line, a swift jog. And now Griffin, right wing, up to the top. She'll dribble right-handed, and a pass over to Stubblefield, left wing. In the corner to Shockey, back up top, Kendall Griffin. Doty in the corner, back to Griffin, back to Stubblefield, back to Shockey, left corner. Stubblefield looks at snap at high post. Now Griffin will feed her. Doty with the long three, right side, front of the rim, no good. Snap is going to be called for a foul. She tried to get her hand on the ball to tie it up, but I believe she got called for the foul.
Lady Tigers in a 2-3 zone there. At that time, they had 4 guards just kind of passing the ball around the perimeter, trying to find Emery Snap there in the high post, finally able to feed it to her. Once you get to that high post, things can kind of start to move on the defense. You start on offense, kicking the ball out to your three-point shooters.
West will check in for Snap, who averages 3 fouls a game. She's already at 3. And here's a long three. Speaking of threes, Trinity Zachary will nail that one. And it's 26-15. Howe on top. Griffin right side to Gentry Doty. Stubblefield back to Griffin. They'll set it up. 4:23 on the clock. Doty real high off the right wing. Could have been a foul on Clark, and I think Clark's going to get called. That's not a smart foul. She just ran up to Doty and took a swipe at the ball.
Yeah, try to play aggressive defense, but it wasn't smart defense.
Inbound from Stubblefield to Griffin. 4:13 on the clock here in the third. Howe with a 26-15 lead. High post to Stubblefield in the corner to Shockey. That one's no good. It'll land in the arms of Abby Cavender. Now a corner, and there's a shot just inside the arc. That's no good. Rebounded by West into the arms of Kendall Griffin. Going quickly down the court. Tries to pass to Stubblefield. It gets away. Stubblefield recovers, however. Underneath to Shockey. Off the glass and good. It's beautiful. 28-15. 3:40 on the clock in the third.
Good find by Stubblefield.
Zachary. A bounce pass to Sadler. Back out to Zachary. Now inside Sadler. Abby Cavender, right elbow, rolls in, rolls out. Rebounds by Griffin. I thought she landed on her foot on the foot of Pye, and I thought she was going to go down with a turned ankle, but she just popped right back up. That's what she does.
Tough girl.
She plays a lot like Caden Harmon from a few years ago. Any Howe basketball fans might remember Fuzz. Kendall Griffin plays a very similar game. Her vertical is very high, just like Fuzz, and she's always on the ground, just like Fuzz. Here's a pass to Williams. Guarded by Clark. Back to Griffin. They're slowing it down a little bit, it appears. But a pass underneath to Shockey. It's batted away by Evans, but Howe recovers back into Shockey. Back outside to Griffin. Dribbling left-handed on the right wing. Guarded by Cavender. Now Williams, guarded by Clark. Back to Griffin. And Howe is going to call a timeout with 2:36 left to go in the third. Howe up 28-15. We're going to call a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
Howe Bulldogs basketball is brought to you by Scoggins Funeral Home, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, Independent Financial, GC Easy, Sonic of Howe. Also brought to you by Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Atmos Energy, Corey Hernandez State Farm, Rapid Electric, Brother Plumber, Attorney Micah Belden. Also brought to you by Howe Athletic Booster Club, Linda Hamill Insurance, Michelle Carney Photography, Hit Exteriors LLC, TechWave, Night Furniture. Also brought to you by All In Custom Gutters and Christmas Lights, Texoma Land and Home Realty Team, Goodfellas Barbershop, Don Smokehouse. Now with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Well, Justin White, what's your thoughts so far in this 28-15 lead that Howe has?
Well, they're slowly but surely starting to pull away. Again, I talk about their defense, and then offensively, they're moving the ball well. I don't feel like they're turning the ball over as much here in the second half. And like that last position, they took a timeout when things were kind of getting a little helter-skelter and kind of recover and restart.
Here's Stubblefield. West on the right elbow. She might have traveled, and that's what they're going to call. She shuffled her feet just a little bit. So there's a turnover. You were talking about not turning the ball over, but there is one. 28-15. Jinx, my mother's going to be calling you. Abby Cavender left wing and out to the right wing. A long three. Zachary rolls over the top of the rim, or the glass rather, and is no good. And Howe will go the other way. 2:10 left to go in the third. 28-15. Stubblefield and Griffin in the backcourt. Bring it across the line as Griffin does now. 2:01 on the clock. Guarded tightly by Abby Cavender, and a pass to Williams. Very high on left wing. In for Doty. Griffin, a long pass in the corner to Stubblefield. Pivots a few times, feeds West underneath, going up for the shot. Draws the foul on Pye. Howe with 3 team fouls. Leonard with 2, or now 3 rather. And West will shoot the first of 2 shots with 1:41 left to go in the third. First one is no good as it bricks on the left side of the rim. Got a great boys game coming up. We're going to switch broadcast, though. We're going to switch links, so you can't stay on this link. There's the second one as good as from West. And we have a totally different YouTube link, so you'll have to switch over. Zachary with the ball, left-handed, tries to feed underneath to Cavender, who kicks it back out to Hauser. Left wing, a long pass up top to Zachary. Underneath the Pie, gets away from her. Into the arms of Kendall Griffin. Who else? Guarded tightly by Cavender. A pass to the right side, Williams. Ball over her head. Hauser knocks the ball away. Stubblefield has it, and she's fouled by Trinity Zachary. As Zachary was playing very aggressive there, and Tegan she might have flopped a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but.
She was hit hard, though.
Yeah, tried to play aggressive there, Zachary was, defense.
Griffin feeds Shockey in the middle of the lane at high post, and now Stubblefield tries to pass to Griffin underneath, and it goes off of Leonard Tiger and out of bounds, and Howe will retain possession. Under a minute left, 57 seconds here in the third, 29-15. Lady Bulldogs in the lead. If they win, they're in the playoffs for the first time since the Classic in 2020. The ball gets away, goes out of bounds, and there's another turnover, Justin White.
Man.
Yeah, so it would be the first playoff game since that Winsboro, Chapel Hill year. Leonard underneath the Pie, high, and that one is no good. Rebounded by, I'll give you one guess. It was Griffin, and here's Shockey on the other end, off the glass, no good. Williams tries to get it away from Evans. And a pass underneath to Pye, guarded by Griffin. That one goes in. 29-17, Howe's lead with 22 seconds left to go in the third. Griffin will slow it down, trying to play for the last shot. Gets across the line. Slow it down. She goes straight to the bucket and stole away from her. And now she'll steal it on the other end and a fight for it. A dive, and she passes it out to Williams. A great look from Griffin. Williams will drive to the bucket, put up the shots, no good. Rebounded by West, and now the buzzer sounded, but was there a call there?
I don't think there was. I mean, it should have been, because West was getting assaulted underneath the basket.
So that's the end of the third quarter, 29-17.
What hustle by Griffin down here right in front of the Leonard bench to get the ball on the floor and then able to just pass it down court to, while on her knees or on her belly, pass it down to Williams.
I'm telling you, she is a scrapper. I'm not so certain that she couldn't play cornerback or safety.
Bump and run, bump them at the line. And
Okay, so I'm getting the really look from Bear here. But I'm telling you, it's impressive to watch her play. She has one speed. Go.
I'm telling you, Stubblefield and Griffin both are not afraid to hit the deck. And, you talk about this could be the first playoff season since 2020. I mean, that's got to give Coach Ashley Anderson some confidence in her first season at the helm to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, of course, she's been a head coach before in other schools, but, she's trying to rebuild it back here.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Land's always had those group of really high talented players coming in all the time, and the talent pool dribbled away a little bit, and he didn't have the Harveys anymore, and the Andersons and the Wilsons, and so here's Doty to begin the fourth period. She'll inbound to Stubblefield, dribbles to the right side, and now kicks it over to Griffin, tightly guarded by Cavender, and I think Griffin's going to be called for 5 seconds with the ball, and there's another turnover.
Man, was it 4 turnovers since I've said something about turnovers?
So now it's a 12-point game with 7:43.
This is where you need to really put your foot on their throat right now. Put this game away in the fourth quarter.
Left wing is Sadler. Ball gets away from her, and Griffin's going to end up with it. There's a steal by Griffin. The good thing is Howe stealing as much as they are turning it over. A pass underneath to Emery, snap off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Westbrook, and she'll go the other way. The senior guard to Sadler. Pass underneath to Pye, who goes up. She misses the shot, but she's fouled by Doty. Still no one in the bonus just yet. Doty, that's her second foul, and now each team has 4. Pye will shoot the first of 2, and that one's good. It's an 11-point lead.
Very unofficial, but I think I got Olivia Pye with 10 points. She's the highest scorer on Leonard.
I make it 11 if that is true, because she made her second one, and now it is a 10-point game, 29-19. Long pass Griffin all the way over to Williams in the left wing. She'll dribble it up to the top, back to Griffin, right wing. Guarded by Cavender. Griffin left-handed, now to Stubblefield, inside to Emery, snap. Ball gets away from her, and it's going to be taken by Sadler, and another turnover.
I think so, another turnover, wow.
Left wing is Zachary, and now Abby Cavender will make a move to the right side, but Sadler and Stubblefield got tangled up together, and I think they're going to call Stubblefield for the foul, and Shockey's going to check back into the game. Stubblefield will check out with her 4th foul. Shockey has, I think, 1. Sadler drives to the bucket, pulls up a jumper, and it's an 8-point game. 29-21, 6:23 on the clock. Doty, a pass underneath, stolen away, another turnover. And that's Pye. Coming across is Zachary. Pulls up top. Guarded by Griffin. Howe might need a timeout here at some point.
If they score here, Lady Bulldogs need a timeout for sure.
Zachary, a little pop to Cavender, and she airballs it from the corner. Griffin is going to dribble it up, left and right-handed. Now long pass over to Gentry Doty, back to Griffin. They're going to set it up with 5:49 on the clock. Guarded tightly by, well, that's Williams now in the corner for 3. That's going to be rebounded by Westbrook, as Cavender made Griffin move quicker than she wanted to. Here's Pye underneath off the glass, and that's good. And it's a 6-point lead, and there's your timeout.
You need that right now.
As Howe's had back-to-back turnovers. Just not playing very well ever since you opened your mouth about playing better.
Let's try something here. Lady Bulldogs haven't got many turnovers on the defensive end. So let's see how that works. Reverse the jinx.
Yeah, 29-23. Howe had a commanding lead not too long ago.
Yeah, I mean, to start this, it was 12 points to start the fourth quarter.
Well, they've shaved that in half, as it's 29-23 on senior night.
And you knew a run was going to be coming from Leonard, especially a desperation run here in the fourth quarter. And now you've kind of given them you've given them a lot of confidence. It's a two-possession ball game.
You know, Howe would have liked to have maintained a 12-point lead at this point and maybe get some of those seniors in on senior night.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they're going to be able to do that unless they can stretch that lead back out. Griffin will dribble across the line to Williams, the freshman. She'll dribble up top, back to Griffin. Doty at the high post, and Griffin will now kick it out to her up top past the three-point line. Long pass to Williams. She'll dribble to the elbow, now kicks it out to Doty. Now back up top to Griffin. 5:02 on the clock. Back to Williams. Williams has the ball almost stolen from her, and a foul is going to be called on Trinity Zachary with 4:56 left to go. Zachary being very aggressive, maybe perhaps too aggressive.
And Lady Bulldogs trying to kind of play a stall-type offense, take some time off this clock, but they got to be ready for Leonard playing aggressive defense. Be strong with the ball.
There's a good pass from Williams, leading Griffin on the run to inbound. Oh, and then Williams is going to get called for a double dribble as she hesitated just for a moment. So Howe, with a 6-point lead, will have another turnover and give it back to Leonard with 4:48 left to go.
Oh, Coach Anderson doesn't listen to this broadcast. He may ban me from the gym.
Sadler, a long pass over the head of Pye, ends up in the arms of Shockey. From one side to the other on the layup, left-handed, and that's good. Shockey puts it in, and finally the turnover streak is over. Justin White, you live another day.
I know. After I said they hadn't got turnovers on defense, now they get a turnover.
4:22 on the clock. Howe extends their lead to 8:31 to 23. A long three is no good, rebounded by Williams. From the corner, it was put up, I believe, by Parker Evans. And now Griffin will get across the line, and she's going to be fouled by Abby Cavender, who tried to knock the ball out from behind her as Griffin had run past her.
As I mentioned earlier, you got to be strong with the ball. They're playing desperate now, so they're going to see what they can get away with here playing aggressively on defense.
I believe the scoreboard operator, something wrong there. They've got 2 fouls for Leonard. They had 5 a moment ago. Team fouls. I'm not sure what happened there, but I don't think that's right.
You can't take away fouls.
No, now it's back up to 3. So here is Griffin up to Doty, top of the key. Back to Griffin. Underneath to Shockey, turns around, she's fouled. Fouled hard by Trinity Zachary. I'm not sure if they're going to get Zachary on the call. Yeah, they do. I really think that should have put Leonard or Howe in the bonus there.
I think so.
So here's a pass on the inbound to Snap. It gets away from her. Going the other way is Zachary. The ball's loosely dribbled, but she puts up the shot, and she's fouled. She's going to shoot. 3:41 on the clock. I'm not sure who they called that on. It might have been Williams as she's checking out.
Well, what do they say?
But I think it was called on Griffin.
If they put up the shot and the foul, you got to make sure they don't put that shot up. They'll give an opportunity to make a 3-point play.
And that's exactly what happens. It's 31-26. Stubblefield dribbles across the line, guarded by Cavender. Ball gets away on the pass to Griffin, knocked away by Leonard. And now Stubblefield will inbound. Guarded by Cavender. Down in the corner to Shockey up top. Kendall Griffin on the right wing. Makes a juke move, and now Snap will make a jump stop move. And now Doty with a long 3, top of the key. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Big bucket by Doty.
Man, they needed that one.
3:17 left to go in the game. Pye at the high post, kicks it out. Left wing, gets away there. Pye ends up with it. Long 3 by Cavender is no good, and Doty comes up with the rebound. 34-26, Howe in the lead. 3:03 left to go in the game. Doty will stop at the left wing. She's going to pull another one off the back of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Shockey, a great offensive rebound. Into the arms of Kendall Griffin. They'll pull it up top. 2:51 left to go in the game, and a foul is going to be called on Trinity Zachary. As again, very aggressive, just trying to stop Griffin, but hardly anybody can can get in front of her and stop her.
And Griffin is such a strong ball handler. Protects the ball very well.
You know, she's been playing varsity basketball for a long time now. It's her third year of varsity as a junior. Got another year to go. 2:49 on the clock, and she makes her first shot, which gives some breathing room for the Lady Bulldogs maybe to get some of these seniors in here in just a moment. Make this second one here to make it a 10-point game. Griffin does. 2:49 on the clock, and there is your 10-point lead. Cavender, left wing, now up top to Zachary inside the pile. She's going to be fouled, and I believe that is going to be Shockey on the foul. And Pye will shoot with 2:40 left to go in the game. Seniors tonight, and seniors all season, I guess. Jordan Bruner, Mackenzie Kruger, Tegan Stubblefield, Danielle Hargrove, Itzel Garcia, and Gentry Doty. And 36-27 as Pye hits the second shot. Stubblefield pulls up. Could have been a foul call right there. No call, and it ends up in the arms of Griffin. A heave throw, it gets away. That was not a good throw. It's taken by Pye all the way to the bucket. It rolls in, rolls out. Rebounded by West, gets away from her, and now Shockey tries to tie it up, and she does. A very smart job by Shockey to get there quickly. But Leonard's going to retain possession down by 9 with 2:17 left to go in the game. Cavender to inbound, she does, to Zachary, now up top. Sadler. Cavender, a great steal by Snap, who got her hands on it into the arms of Griffin. Doty now with 2:02 on the clock, back to Griffin. Double teamed, the long pass, Shockey to Stubblefield. Long pass in the corner to Shockey, underneath the Snap. Gonna put it up off the glass, and that's good. That could be a game sealer right there. Snap off the glass. 11-point lead, 1:45 left to go in the game. A long three by Cavender, no good. Shockey goes up. She has it ripped away from her, however, by West. But again, in the corner, it's Griffin who comes down with it. She'll make a pass underneath the Shockey off the glass. And my goodness, Howe with a 40-27 lead as Griffin is the lightning bug.
Now the transition, getting some easy buckets and pulling away here late in the game.
There's a turnover on Sadler as she makes a long pass over to Cavender, and it goes over the head of Cavender, in and out of her hands. It goes out of bounds into the arms of the head coach. So now, with minute 13 left to go in the game, you'd think some of these seniors might be getting in right here. 13-point lead. Griffin up top, dribbling around, trying to just close it out. Stubblefield makes a move, kicks it out to Shockey, who puts it up. It's blocked by West, who gets the rebound. She'll go the other way, or Evans rather. I keep calling her West, but it's Evans. And there's a rebound by Griffin again. Griffin's got to have 12 rebounds, I bet.
I'm looking at Coach Anderson, see if maybe she's going to call a timeout, but
36 seconds left.
I don't think she's going to at this point.
13-point lead. Stubblefield to Snap. Stubblefield behind the arc at the left wing, and now a foul's going to be called.
Here she goes. I think she's about to.
I was thinking we might see some subs there. Let's see. 25 seconds left to go in the game. Stubblefield is going to the line, and here come the seniors. Mackenzie Kruger, Itzel Garcia, Jordan Bruner, and I believe, who else we got there? Danielle Hargrove. as the girls jump up and down when they exit the court because they know they're headed to the playoffs. And they are about to celebrate. It's going to get wild in here, I have a feeling. Stubblefield, 25 seconds. Off the back of the rim, no good on the free throw. And I think we've got a foul on Stubblefield. I think she was going to stay in the game, but I'm not sure.
I think she's coming out now because here comes Kruger in. Well,
yeah, Kruger was in. So I think she'll stay. It's all seniors out there. I think the only senior who's not out there is Gentry Doty. And now she'll check in for Stubblefield. A lot of emotion over there. Playing their final game here at the Ranch. Shot is good by Hattie Winter into the game. She's a freshman for Leonard. 40-28 our score, 23.7 seconds left to go before Howe. Still big hugs from Stubblefield and snap over there. Stubblefield very emotional. Ball gets away from Itzy to the bucket, and it goes out of bounds. Sadler has it kicked away. Leonard will retain possession with 15 seconds.
Gentry Doty trying to kind of calm everybody down, calm the reserves down.
Inbound from Clark. And Sadler gets away from her, but another foul is going to be called. And I think this one might be on Danielle Hargrove. It's her first. She's been in for 20 seconds, has got a foul. You got to love that. Towing the line is McKaylee Sadler. Down by 12. And there's going to be a lane violation on Evans. Parker Evans went a little bit too early. It's a very, this team has a lot of freshmen and sophomores for Leonard. And now an inbound pass to Doty. They're pressuring Howe. Garcia has it stripped away from her. And now another foul. This one's going to be on Garcia, and this game will never end. Hattie Winter will now go to the line.
Leonard's putting on the full court press on the reserves here, the subs.
3.8 left to go in the game. Garcia is going to just hold it. She's going to hold it, and time expires. Evans wanted to foul her. I just don't think the officials were going to give it to her. And the Lady Bulldogs go nuts. They jump on the floor into the arms of each other as Howe, your Lady Bulldogs, are entering the playoffs for the first time since the 2019 and 2020 season. And it's the first time that Howe's ever going to have a playoff game. Or not, I shouldn't say that. It's the first time in a long time Howe's going to have a playoff game without Derek Lance.
But say this is as I said earlier, this is a good confidence builder for Ashley Anderson in her first year here at Howe, and to get this team going. And the way the season has gone, they started 0-9. 0-9 to start the season, and then just to make a big run in district and fight and claw their way out into the fourth seed of the district.
Congratulations, Ashley Anderson. She'll be the first head coach not named Derek Land since Vernon Richardson to be in a playoff game for the Lady Bulldogs, and that's back in 1989 and 90. It's been a while. It has been a while. Hey, we're going to switch broadcasts over here. We're going to switch over to another link for the boys game. So we're going to take we're going to end this one. So if you're listening to this one and you want to listen to the boys game, we're going to post the link on our Facebook page here in just a moment, and try to post that on Twitter also. On HoweEnterprise.com on Studio 42, it'll be the second link, I believe, on that page, the second YouTube game. So obviously this one says Howe. Ooh, this one has said Howe Bulldogs the whole time. It should have said Howe Lady Bulldogs. So we will get that over there. So For everyone who's been a part of this one, we'll see you in